I have hair on my lips. So I thought, hello Mila. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Again, Christmas, again, summer. As a matter of fact, it's the same day that I previously recorded the last video. I mean, what better way to be productive than get all your filming done in one day? Well, today's video is going to be a little bit different than last, but also exactly the same as the one from the week before it. We are going to watch The Maze Runner. This is a movie that I avoided watching when it first came out, saying that I was going to read the book first. But it came out in 2014 and it is now 2020 and I still haven't read the book. I'll get around to it eventually. But what with finishing ELYSIAN, editing ELYSIAN, writing a Celestial novel book 2, I can't really read. I can't read and write at the same time. It cannot happen. So I thought that I would get around to watching The Maze Runner. I don't know what it's about. I know that Stiles Zielinski is in it. Dylan O'Brien. I think his name is Dylan O'Brien. I love him. I know other people love him, and so I should have watched this movie a long time ago. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started watching that right now. Is that a door? Welcome back. Kinda. I guess it's welcome back to me. Because this is Rebecca from the future, back with a clear mind. We've let the movie rest a little, we've let it sink in, and I also have a glass of wine to help me through this review. 18 and up, guys. 21 in the US, I guess. 21 and up, guys. 21 and up. So let's get into The Maze Runner. We start out with Dylan O'Brien. Thomas is his character's name. Waking up in a cage, kind of. Okay, so he's in an elevator with a monster. They call it the box. This is starting out very Hunger Games-y for me. No, it's more Children of the Corn. Oh, hey, I know this guy. I don't know where I know him from, but I know this guy. And obviously, he immediately tries to run away because he doesn't remember anything. He doesn't remember his name, doesn't know who he is.
My name is Albie. Can you tell me anything about yourself, who you are, where you came from, anything at all? Can you tell me your name?
I can't remember anything.
He has amnesia. And we get basically what is information overload. At the beginning of the movie, I was pretty confused. For the first 20-ish minutes, I didn't know what was happening. Which, I mean, it makes sense, because there's a lot of information to get into, a lot of world building that they have to do. I would imagine that that has a lot, like the pacing is probably a lot better in the books. Okay, I don't know, because I've never read them. That's a mistake. I realize that now from watching the movie, because the movie is really good. But we get told that every month there are kids who show up in this random valley-like thing that's surrounded by a metal wall. No one knows how to get there or what happens, but pretty early on we get the fact that there are 3 rules that everyone has to follow.
You only have 3 rules. First, do your part. No time for any freeloaders. Second, never harm another glader.
Glader.
None of this works unless we have trust. Most importantly, never go beyond those walls.
All of which Dylan O'Brien, Thomas, breaks pretty immediately. And now he's gonna go beyond the wall. He's gonna go beyond the wall. He couldn't follow the rules for 1 minute.
Where are you going? I just want to see.
You can look around all you want, but you better not go out there.
Why not? What's there?
No one knows.
I don't know. I just know what I'm told. I'm not supposed to leave.
But it's very shady. They wouldn't be on the wall.
Hey, Chuck. I thought no one was allowed to leave.
I said we're not allowed to leave. They're different. They're runners. They know more about the maze than anyone. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna take a look.
I told you can't. No one leaves. Especially not now. It's not safe.
Why isn't it safe?
Okay. I'm not gonna go.
We got
Where
something
do we
in
know
with
him
this
from?
granny?
One of them being that no one can go into the maze. The maze is only for the maze runners
The truth is, the runners are the only ones that really know what's out there.
who are like the fastest, the strongest people who are definitely going to survive.
They're the strongest and the fastest of us all, and it's a good thing too, because if they don't make it back before those doors close, then they're stuck out there for the night.
Because no one survives a night in the maze. And the maze opens every morning and closes every night. So up to there, like, we're pretty good. But then we get this part, like half an hour in, a couple of people go into the maze and they are late coming out.
What happens if they don't make it?
They're gonna make it.
And if they don't, you have to pick a new runner.
What happens if they don't?
Which is, I'm guessing, where Dylan O'Brien comes in. And they get trapped in there. But here is where, I mean, obviously it mattered later on in the movie because they save this guy's life, but supposedly everyone who gets stung by this thing, this monster robot thing, dies. And to prevent them dying, they just throw them into the maze. Well, not to prevent them dying. To not have to watch them die, I guess, is what the reason for it. And so that they don't have to kill them themselves. They throw anyone who gets stung into the maze at night, so, and they never come out, they just die in there. So if that happens, I don't understand why this guy who is late coming out from the maze, he's late because he's carrying the limp body of a friend who was stung.
There.
Save yourself! You can't go fast enough with him.
Come on, Minnow, you can do it!
You're not. They're not gonna make it. He's not gonna leave him. He's not gonna leave him. He's not gonna make it though. Shit. But why save him? Why rescue him if you're gonna throw him back in there to die later anyway? It doesn't make a lot of sense. That part really just got me. It just I can't find the reason or the logic within it. In the book, there probably is a reason, but in the movie they really don't tell you. And of course he plays an important part later on, but as of 30 minutes in, it just doesn't make sense. And we also get that Dylan O'Brien is having these strange nightmares, and obviously we all know that they're memories of things that happened but before he was thrown into the maze. And that's another thing that we never really get resolved. So like we know that he was, ooh, we're getting into spoilers like pretty soon in here. But we know that he was part of the scientific team that threw all these kids into the maze. But he got his memories erased like the rest of them. So I don't understand why he gets flashes of memory where no one else does, and we never get that answered either. So we get this guy who's late coming out of the maze. Dylan O'Brien, run! No, too late, too late, it's too late, it's too late. There's no space! But there's no space, you're stuck in there! Shit, he's stuck in there! I don't know how he's gonna help when he's trapped in there, but miraculously, they survive the night, and they're climbing up the mine. Oh, there's... How did they make that road? And how did they... You know what, that doesn't make sense either. It's the first time anyone survives the night, and the first time that anyone also manages to kill one of the monsters that we have in our movie. Grievers. I want to say reavers thanks to the 100, but no, they're grievers. So they survive the night, they come out.
No one's ever killed a griever before.
No one survived a griever before.
When I turned tail and ran, this dumb shank stood behind to help Albie. Look, I don't know if he's brave or stupid.
Probably just stupid. Let's be real.
Whatever it is, we need more of it.
And that is when things start changing for these kids who have been trapped in this valley for 3 years and everything's always been the same. Suddenly, Dylan O'Brien comes out of the maze, survives the night, and everything starts to change.
Box is coming back up.
It should have been.
Something's happening. What's happening? What's happening? What is it? What's in the box?
It's a girl.
A girl. It's his sister. She's the last one ever.
She's the last one ever. What the hell does that mean?
There's not going to be more people coming.
It's for my parents.
Do you remember your parents?
Well, I mean, I know I must have them. And wherever they are, I'm sure they miss me, but I can't miss them because I don't remember them.
Oh, that's so sad.
What do you think you're gonna find out there tomorrow?
I'm gonna cry.
Hey, but there's a way out.
I'm really
gonna find it.
tearing right now. One of the big major changes is that just one night after they find a door that no one's ever found before, and apparently they assume it leads to the outside, to freedom.
It's true. We opened the door, something I'd never seen before.
The maze decides that it's not going to close anymore.
Still doors, they aren't closing.
And quite the opposite. Instead of just having the one door open that usually opens, they get one door on each side. So 4 doors total, wide open in the middle of the night, and so the grievers start coming in to attack. We get a lot of deaths, people are killed, and they decide at the end that they're just gonna go into the maze, all of them, and they're going to try to escape.
Together, we get through this. We get out now, or we die trying.
Throw it overboard. Watch out for the tail.
It worked!
Which of course they do, because I mean it's a movie, they have to escape, and you know Dylan O'Brien isn't going to die, because it's Dylan O'Brien. So they escape, and all is well, and we get the big revelation that, yeah, I mean, I called it from the beginning. This is all a big science experiment, as it usually is in dystopian films and YA books. Here is where it gets real trippy. We see that something happened, you know, people weren't in favor of the scientific experiment that these people were doing on the kids for reasons that I really did not comprehend. And the civilians, I suppose, attacked this scientific organization, killed everyone that was there. We see the bodies. We see all the people sprawled on the floor. We see the blood and everything. And there's this video telling the kids, dude, like, this is why we did this to you, and, like, it's not over. We need you. You're important, blah, blah, blah.
In time, a new generation emerged that could survive the virus. The young would have to be tested, even sacrificed inside harsh environments where their brain activity could be studied, all in an effort to understand what makes them different. What makes you different?
They give us the whole explanation of why it is that they're important, but I really don't understand what their genetic mutation has to do with putting them in a maze and telling them, okay, well, now survive, like it's the Hunger Games. That doesn't make sense to me either.
over?
You're going into another
She
maze.
said we were important.
Let's get out of here.
No.
What the hell? He was working for them, I bet you.
Don't.
I belong to the maze.
Just put down the gun.
Why do you belong to the maze? Just leave it.
We all do.
Look at me, look at me.
I knew there was a reason that they started talking about his family and him not remembering his parents. They had to humanize him for his death. But they get rescued, taken onto this helicopter, supposedly by good people.
Don't worry. It's safe now.
We flash over to the scientist who left them the video, telling them they're important, who was also sprawled on the floor, dead, like 5 minutes earlier, and she's wiping the blood off of her face, saying, well, they survived. I didn't expect it to be that many, but like, okay, let's go to phase 2.
Well, I think it's safe to say the maze trials were a complete success. I wasn't expecting so many survivors, but the more the merrier. And for now, they seem to have taken the bait. So let's move forward. It's time now to begin phase 2.
So they're not really rescued, is what we can just, you know, what we can take from this. They've been tricked into thinking that they're rescued, and now I assume, because there's 3-4 movies of this, that they're going to go into a second maze. And that's what's so trippy about it, because in all of the dystopian movies and books that I've read and watched, usually after book 1, they come out, they survive, they're fine, and then book 2, something happens to make them go back. We have Hunger Games, they have a 75th, so it's like they have to make something bigger, so we get all the victors. Divergent, they escaped the simulation, they escaped and hid into a different faction, but then in order to save the rest of the population, Triss has to come out and like reveal herself, etc., etc. But like, they're always free at the end of book 1, movie 1. Here, they think they're free, but they're still captives, and it breaks it. It breaks the rules, and I don't like it. So, things that I like. You will notice that as I'm watching this movie, I am very engaged. Like, my mouth is wide open. I'm jumping. I've cried. I cried twice during this movie. It was fun. It was entertaining. It really got me. I really do want to watch the second one. I want to read the books, because I know for a fact the books are going to be better. The books are always better. I really hope I can get around to that soon. Things I didn't like. Going back to save... it was something with 3 letters, I think. I don't know his name. The kid who was stung coming out from a maze with the other kid, and when Dylan O'Brien saved him. That guy. I don't know his name. I still don't... Like, I didn't like the fact that they carried him out when they were going to kill him, theoretically, because that's what we can assume. They killed the other kid who was stung, and why not kill this other guy who was stung? 2, I do not like that they killed the guy with the eyebrows. This is the first time that I've seen him in something that I've liked him in when he wasn't super annoying, so I really wish we could have gotten more of him. I did not like the little kid dying, whose name I've also now forgotten. And anything else that I already mentioned I didn't like. But the movie overall, good. I liked it. I will watch the second one. Hopefully I'll read the book first. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna take my glass of wine elsewhere. And that is it for this video. So that was The Maze Runner. Again, good. You know what? I'm gonna start giving stars. I give it 4.5. 4.5 out of 5. Again, I have no point of comparison, but I enjoyed it. It gripped me, except for the first 20-30 minutes where I didn't know what was happening. Which is probably my fault for not reading the book, let's be honest. But yeah, that was The Maze Runner. So if you enjoyed this movie commentary, review, reaction thing, you can hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification button so that you can get a notification every time that I post. And you can find me on all socials, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's at The Rebecca Queen everywhere. and I will see you next week for another video. Bye!